how was it coaching, Marco along with Patrick Surtain II and Tyson Campbell, all in the secondary in high school? Like that's not something that happens too often, at least not where I'm from. But you had three guys who all just got drafted in, 2021 NFL draft, all shared a secondary with you in high school. How was it like coaching those guys?
It kind of just happened, Eric. I don't even know that we really even planned that. I knew Lil Pat since he was small, 8, 9 years old. His dad asked me to make him a highlight video. Obviously, I know who Pat Surtain is. I'm here in South Florida. He was a Miami Dolphin great. So his dad came and asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure. I'll make a video of your son. I'd never seen him play because he was not in the same. He was younger than Marco, so I never really saw him play. And I'd heard about him, but I got all the DVDs, man. I cut it on. I'm like, damn, this kid's a pretty damn good running back. You know what I mean? So thought that's what he would end up being. Now, when he started high school, I want to say when he actually started 8th grade, I was at another school with Quincy. Quincy was at another school. He wasn't at American Heritage. And then I came over, Pat had just started playing corner, to be honest. And that was the same deal with my kids. My kids were quarterbacks. They played every other position but corner and safety. Quincy was a quarterback. Marco was a running back. He was a receiver, anything but that. And that was the same thing with Pat. He was a running back, wasn't a corner. So he started playing corner. He looked like he was going to be okay. He obviously had the pedigree. He looked like he had some good size. Marco had just started playing corner. Tyson wasn't a cornerback yet. I'm going to give you the story on Tyson. I had no idea who Tyson Campbell was. I'm there coaching, and the head coach at the time, Mike Rumpf, who former 49er, you'd know
Mike
who that
Rumpf,
is.
I know exactly. Yes.
Mike Rumpf, Kane U family, comes over to me one day and says, "Hey man, I'm going to send a kid over to you. He's pretty talented, but I don't think he's a running back. Can you, just see what you could do with him? Run through some drills, see what we got." And Tyson wrecked every individual drill that I did. He just did not look good. Back pedal was crazy. Just didn't look good in any of those drills at all. And I hate my individual period to get messed with. So I'm having to slow down and it just, I was a tad bit irritated. So we end the indie period. We're going on to 7-on-7. And I go over to Mike and I was like, "Hey, Mike, man, what'd you see in that kid? Like, why'd you send him over to me?" He's like, "Man, kid's got talent. I just, coach him up, see what happens." And in the middle of that conversation, the 7-on-7 had started. First or second play, someone's wide open on a post. Ball's thrown. I'm getting ready to go off on the defense. Out of nowhere, here comes Tyson Campbell. Zoomed right in there, knocked the ball down. I turned to Mike and said, "Mike, I think we're going to be all right, man. I got this. Don't worry about it." So, you cannot coach that up, what I just saw. So I started talking to Tyson, and man, to his credit, he put in all the extra work that you need to put in. And he turned all those physical gifts into technique, talent, everything else. And, Marco had started getting to the point where he could play, and then he injured his knee his 11th grade year. So Tyson and Pat were out there playing as sophomores, gaining all the experience that they, could get. And they started making plays and stuff like that. So when Marco came back for senior year, we had 3 guys that could play corner. Now Tyson was a damn good tackle, and he was newest and the most raw at the position. So I moved him to free safety. I had Marco and Pat at corner, and I had 3 really good players on the field. On top of that, I don't know, you know who Anthony Schwartz is, right?
Yeah, he's Auburn receiver, right?
Yeah, 10 flat 100 in high school. And those 4 made up the 4x1. And everyone around here knew, because they were kicking everyone's rear end and they were breaking records. And, Anthony kept coming to me about playing corner. I was like, "Man, you're a receiver, man. Chill out." But eventually I figured out, what I'll do? On 3rd down, I'll bring Tyson down the corner. I'll move Marco inside to play nickel. And I'll put Schwartz back there and say, "Listen, if these guys mess up, I need you to just go run down whoever the hell it is and give us another down." And that was the assignment at first, but that meant after a while, he was back there getting his hands on balls, picking stuff off. And so I had the 4 fastest dudes in the country running around there, and It just kind of came together that way. And I will say this about at least for the three of them, you know, Schwartz was really a receiver, but for the three of those guys, they were the hardest working guys in the secondary. I would always tell these guys to stay after practice, and you guys need to spend 10 minutes working on these skills right here. I'm not going to stay with you. All right. I'm done coaching when, you know, practice ends, but let me see what you guys want to do in terms of putting in extra work. And they never missed a day. The three guys that could have afforded to do it never missed a day. They would stay after every time and work on the skills, and they got better and they got better and they got better. And sometimes I would get irritated with guys. So, well, look, man, you know, they were talented. This was going to happen. You know, I've seen a bunch of guys down here where that didn't happen, and they were talented. They just didn't put the work in. These guys were driven and they put all the work in. So they got, you know, everything they deserved.